Hello everyone, welcome back to this lecture series on chemical and physical equilibria. In the last lecture I discussed about phase and how to identify number of phases in a system. In this lecture I am going to discuss how to identify number of components in a system. Okay, let's get to the topic. What is meant by number of components of a system? Number of components, which is usually represented as C independent. Number of components of a system is nothing but number of independent chemical constituents. Okay, number of independent chemical constituents present in the system. Right? What is meant by independent chemical constituents? Suppose if your system contains only one constituent, in that case number of independent constituent is equal to number of constituent present in the system. If it is if a system contains only one constituent. Suppose if there are two or more constituents, chemical constituents present in the system, and if there exists some chemical equations, chemical equilibrium or some other relations, then the independent chemical constituents, okay, can be calculated, right, using this formula, right? So independent chemical constituents, which is actually called number of component, is equal to C. What is C? C is nothing but the actual number of chemical constituents present in the system. What is R? R is nothing but suppose if there are chemical equilibrium, okay, exists between the constituents, then for each chemical equilibrium we apply the condition for chemical equilibrium, okay, that is we write this formula, that is summation nu I into chemical potential of each component. This summation should be equal to 0. Okay, for every equilibrium reaction, okay, this condition should be valid. Okay, so we call this as an equation, right? So in a system we have to find out how many chemical equilibrium reactions are there. Okay, separate chemical equilibriums are there, and for each chemical equilibrium we have to write one equation for like this. So if we have R number of equations, okay, then we have to subtract this R number of equations from the total constituents present in the system. Okay, because we need to find out the independent constituents present in the system, which is actually called as number of components. Okay, then if there is additional conditions, additional equations arises due to other conditions, okay, then those equations also must be subtracted. Okay, why do we subtract all these things? Okay, that I'll explain in the next lecture, but in this lecture I am going to explain only how to identify number of components or number of independent components of a system. Okay, keep this in mind. If there is no chemical equilibrium or no additional conditions exist, then the number of components or number of independent component is equal to number of chemical constituent present in the system. If there are chemical equilibrium or any other additional conditions exist, then only you have to use this formula. Okay, yeah. Now let me do some examples here. So this is example number 1. So now I have a system in which H2O liquid, so in a container we have H2O liquid and H2O vapor, and these two are in equilibrium. Okay, so in this case it is very clear that liquid phase and water gas phase contain same chemical constituent. So number of chemical constituent is 1, and this is not a chemical equilibrium, it is a phase equilibrium, physical equilibrium. Therefore in this case number of independent constituents, okay, or number of components is equal to number of constituents present. So in this case number of components equal to 1. I repeat, if there is no chemical equilibrium, if there is no any other additional conditions, then number of constituents present in the system is equal to number of components of the system. Very simple. Okay, now let me do the second example. Yeah, so we have a system where solid calcium carbonate, okay, solid calcium carbonate on heating will produce calcium oxides, right, and produce carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so initially we have only calcium carbonate. On heating calcium carbonate solid, it decomposed to give calcium oxide solid and carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so now how to find out the number of independent constituents, chemical constituent present in the system? How to do that? Now we have an equilibrium here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, what is the total number of constituents present? Total number of chemical constituent is 1 calcium carbonate, 1 calcium oxide, 1 carbon dioxide. So total number of chemical constituent actually present is 3. Okay, now we have a chemical equilibrium. So this is an equilibrium reaction, chemical equilibrium. For this equilibrium we can write chemical potential, we have 1 mole of calcium carbonate. So 1 into chemical potential of calcium carbonate should be equal to 1 into chemical potential of calcium oxide plus chemical potential of carbon dioxide. So this is one equation. Okay, so R equal to 1. Listen, for each chemical equilibrium we have an equation like this, and for each equation we should take the R value as 1. Therefore, if you have many such equations, then the number of equations is equal to the value of R, right? And remember, in this case, number of moles of calcium oxide and number of moles of carbon dioxide, these two are products which is obtained from calcium carbonate. Okay, so on heating calcium carbonate we are getting this product, but the mole fraction of calcium oxide and the mole fraction of carbon dioxide, they are not equal in this case. Why? Because calcium carbonate is a solid and carbon dioxide is a gas. Since these two are not equal, we don't have any additional conditions. So in this case, Z equal to 0. I'll repeat, when there are chemical equilibrium reaction, okay, then you have to look upon whether additional condition exists or not. Since the two products, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, are coming from calcium carbonate, okay, they may have some relation. But since calcium oxide is a solid and carbon dioxide is a gas, the mole fraction of calcium oxide and the mole fraction of carbon dioxide need not be same. Okay, so if they are not equal, then the additional condition becomes 0, that is Z equals 0. Okay, so if we use these values in the formula, we can calculate the number of components. So number of components C independent equal to, right, the number of constituent actually present, that is 3, minus number of equations 1, minus additional condition 0. So 3 minus 1 equal to 2. So number of components in this system is 2. Okay, yeah. It requires a lot of practice, right? Otherwise it is very difficult to find number of components in the system, right? Most students will struggle in identifying number of components in the system, okay, because they don't know how they did not have proper practice, right, in identifying number of components. Okay, then example number 3. Now suppose I have a gaseous system where ammonia gas decomposed to give nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas. Okay, so now how to calculate the number of component? Very simple. First I will find out C. What is C? C is number of chemical constituent actually present. So here we have ammonia, nitrogen and hydrogen. So C equal to 3. Okay, now we have an equilibrium reaction here. Okay, so in this equilibrium reaction, twice the chemical potential of ammonia, okay, should be equal to chemical potential of nitrogen plus thrice the chemical potential of hydrogen. So we have one relation here, okay, one equation. So R equal to 1. And remember, this nitrogen and hydrogen are coming from ammonia and both are gases now. Since both are gases, okay, we can write number of moles of hydrogen okay, is equal to 3 times the number of moles of nitrogen. Is it correct? Because when 1 mole of nitrogen is formed, okay, at the same time you will get 3 moles of hydrogen. So number of moles of hydrogen should be thrice the number of moles of nitrogen. Okay, so and if you divide this by total number of moles, okay, you can write mole fraction of hydrogen, okay, should be equal to thrice the mole fraction of nitrogen, right? So in this case we have an additional equation Z equal to 1. Okay, remember, whenever products are formed, if you get 2 or more products from a reactant, then you have to identify how these products are related. Okay, if they are related by equations, then we should consider those equations as additional equations. Okay, so in this case, how to find the number of components? So number of independent component equal to number of chemical constituent actually present minus chemical equations which arises from chemical equilibrium minus the other additional conditions. Okay, so if here we have 3 components and 1 equation and 1 additional condition, so the answer is 1. So the number of components for this system is 1. Okay, then this is example number 4. Aqueous sodium chloride is given, right? How to identify number of components in this system, right? It's very simple. Listen, in aqueous sodium chloride, what is the number of constituents present? C is equal to, okay, we have we have water molecule, we have sodium ion, and we also have chloride ion. So we have 3 chemical constituents in the solution. C equal to 3. Now, is there any chemical equilibrium? If you take aqueous sodium chloride, definitely there is no chemical equilibrium, but we have ions. Whenever ions are present, then electrical neutrality should be maintained. Okay, so what is meant by that? It means number of moles of sodium ion should be equal to number of moles of chloride ion. These two must be equal. Okay, so we have a relation now. You divide the divide both the values by total number of moles. So we can write mole fraction of sodium ion should be equal to mole fraction of chloride ion. So we have an additional condition now. Okay, where Z equal to 1. So for this equation, for this system, the number of components C independent can be given as number of components C independent component equal to number of constituent actually present 3 minus there is no chemical equilibrium, so 0, minus we have an additional condition which is due to electrical neutrality. Whenever ions present in the system, okay, this additional condition will arise because of electrical neutrality, right? So additional equation is 1, so 3 minus 1 equal to 2. So number of components in this system is 2. Okay, then see this example number 5. Now we have a system in which NO2 gas and N2O4 gas are in equilibrium. Okay, so first you have to find out number of chemical constituent actually present. So we have NO2 and N2O4, therefore number of constituent is 2, actual constituent. Then we have a chemical equilibrium here. So in this chemical equilibrium, twice the chemical potential of NO2 should be equal to chemical potential of N2O4. Okay, so these reactant and products are related by this equation. So we have an equation for this equilibrium. Okay, then is there any additional condition? No, because in this case we have one reactant and that reacts and form one product. Since one reactant and one product is there, you need not worry about the additional conditions in this case. If you get 2 or more reactants, 2 or more products, then you have to look upon the additional conditions. Okay, so in this case the independent chemical constituents is equal to actual constituent present minus equations, and there is no additional condition, so it is 0. Therefore number of components in this system is 1. Okay, then Then the next example, aqueous solution containing sodium ion, chloride ion and bromide ion. So in this system we have water molecule, okay, then we have sodium ion, we have chloride ion and we also have bromide ion. Therefore total number of constituent is 4. Okay, now since we have ions, listen, here between sodium ion, chloride ion, bromide ion, there is no chemical reaction, there is no chemical equilibrium. So in this case you need not worry about chemical equilibrium, but solution contains ions, therefore electrical neutrality should be maintained. Okay, so for electrical neutrality, right, for electrical neutrality, to maintain electrical neutrality, okay, the total positive charge and total negative charge should be equal. Okay, so let me equate the total positive charge first. So we have sodium ions here, so number of moles of sodium ion. Okay, here sodium ion is the only positive charge ion, that should be equal to number of moles of chloride ion plus number of moles of bromide ion, because negative charge is due to chloride as well as bromide. Okay, these two should be equal, or if you divide throughout by total number of moles, then you can also write this as mole fraction of sodium ion should be equal to mole fraction of chloride ion plus mole fraction of bromide ion. Okay, therefore we have an additional condition. We have an additional condition to maintain electrical neutrality in the solution. Therefore in this case the C independent equal to number of constituents actually present 4, and there is no chemical equilibrium, so R value is 0, and we have one additional condition, so Z equal to 1. Therefore number of chemical constituent present in the system, number of chemical constituent present in the system is 3. Okay, then next question, a solution is made from water, sodium chloride and potassium chloride. Okay, in this case how to find number of independent constituent present in the system? Okay, so what are the species present? We have water, and we are taking sodium chloride and potassium chloride. The amount is not given, so you assume that we are adding 1 gram of sodium chloride and 2 gram of potassium chloride, like that. Amount is not specified, so you can assume that the amounts are not same, right? In that case, okay, after dissolving in solution, sodium chloride will give sodium ion and chloride ion, potassium chloride will give potassium ion and chloride ion. So already I took chloride ion here, so you need not worry about chloride ion from potassium chloride. You need not write the chloride ion again here. So total number of constituents present in the system is 1, 2, 3, 4 and yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 is okay, right? So total number of constituent is 4 now. And now what I'm going to do, we have electrical, there is no chemical reaction, but electrical neutrality will be there. Okay, so for electrical neutrality, number of moles of sodium ion plus number of moles of potassium ion. Okay, this is sodium ion and potassium ion are responsible for total positive charge. It should be equal to number of moles of chloride ion. We have only chloride ion in the solution, so number of moles of chloride ion should be equal to that. Okay, then divide throughout by total number of moles. Okay, so you'll get mole fraction of sodium ion plus mole fraction of potassium ion should be equal to mole fraction of chloride ion. This is one additional equation, okay, where Z equal to 1. Apart from this, we have 2 more additional equation, because we are adding sodium chloride and potassium chloride. Okay, we are not adding in equal amount, just assume like that. So in that case, number of moles of sodium ion should be equal to number of moles of chloride ion that we have added. This is from sodium chloride, and number of moles of potassium ion should be equal to number of moles of this equation does not arise here. Yeah, because total number of sodium chloride ion is already given here. So in this case we have only one additional equation. Therefore number of independent components is equal to number of actual constituent present minus R minus Z. This is the equation. So here we have 4 minus, there is no chemical equilibrium, 0, and we have one additional condition, okay, 1. Therefore the independent constituent present in this case is 3, right? Yeah. So so this is the method to find number of components. Now I'll have we have one more example here. I'll complete this. Here see there is an equilibrium reaction given, ammonium chloride decomposed to give ammonia gas and HCl gas. How to find number of components in this case? So first I will find out number of actual constituent present. We have one ammonium chloride, ammonia and HCl. So there are 3 constituents, okay. Then we have an equilibrium here. We have an equilibrium. So we have to write the condition for equilibrium as an equation. So chemical potential of ammonium chloride should be equal to chemical potential of ammonia plus chemical potential of HCl. So this is the equilibrium condition, and for this R equal to 1. We have only one chemical equilibrium here, so R equal to 1. Then we get 2 products, both are gases. When products are gases, then we can write that number of moles of ammonia should be equal to number of moles of HCl in this case, okay. Therefore if you divide both value by total number of moles, we can write mole fraction of ammonia should be equal to mole fraction of HCl, okay. So we get an additional condition, right, that gives you Z value as 1. Therefore for this system, number of independent constituents or number of components is equal to 3 minus R value 1 minus Z value is 1. So if you subtract, you'll get the answer as 1, okay. So the number of components of this system is 1, okay. Yeah. I hope that you understood this concept in a clear manner. You try to do many problems, many type of similar problems, and have a good practice on this, okay. Only practice make you perfect in identifying number of components in a system, okay, because it is a little tough one, okay. You require some practice, right? Thank you. Thank you for listening to the video.